The College Summer Basketball Initiative is something that's really going to change the game of college basketball. It's going to continue to enhance the game. Student athletes prepare and they work out all summer, and this is going to give us the opportunity to really play and to see what the development has really done for us. And even greater than that, it allows more exposure for the game of college basketball. College basketball is one of the only basketball groups in the country that doesn't have some sort of presence in the summer. So while the student athletes work and train for most of the summer, this will give not only the opportunity for us to develop by playing games, not just against ourselves, but against other teams. It'll allow college basketball to be more visible to the grander audience, which will help fan engagement and which will help the student athletes on the back end.
Being a part of this working group has truly been an honor, and I'm grateful to everybody who has reached out to me to be a part of it. I think it's really important that the voices of student athletes be heard because we are the ones that are going through the day-to-day practices and games. And as most of us know, basketball is probably the longest season in NCAA. So it's really important that our voices be heard, and the engagement group, I give a lot of credit to everybody who put it together and thank everybody who has been working so diligently on it because we're continuously trying to grow women's basketball. So trying to highlight and give as much media attention and attention to both men's and women's basketball is really important to grow our game and just continue to give the praise and highlight to women's basketball as we've come such a long way and continue to grow.
There's no public presence during the summer months. From the Final Four in April until the full-time practice begins late September and conference media days occur mid-October, college basketball is in the dark in the United States, other than college players on the U.S. basketball international teams. All other levels of basketball are active in the summer. NBA Summer League, beginning in July, grassroots travel team seasons, April through July, high school scholastic weekends, late June, NBPA Top 100 camps, late June, high school all-star games, July and August, USAB teams competing in the FIBA championships all summer, the basketball tournament, the TBT, July and August, the Big Three, July and August, and the WNBA regular season and playoffs, May through September. Basketball and football are the only sports that are permitted to participate with their teams and coaches during the summer. Maximum of 8 weeks scheduled at institutions' discretion. And then there's a maximum of 8 hours per week for weight training, conditioning, and skill instruction. Not more than 4 hours per week on skill instructions. Current rule permits all members of the team to engage in skill instruction. Teams may not compete with outside competition currently. Looking at the opportunities this will provide, college basketball is missing an important opportunity to remain relevant in the basketball universe during the summer. College basketball can be showcased in the summer to promote the game and enhance the student-athlete experience. Summer basketball initiatives provide a positive summer competition experience for student athletes similar to nearly every other basketball player at any level. Late July, early August represents one of the quietest times in the American sports calendar. Potential for fan engagement presents a new opportunity for college basketball at local, regional, and national levels. For example, 2 schools could go play in Vegas, or 1 school could go across town and play their crosstown rival, or open practice with the opportunity to bring in your alumni to do a cookout or some kind of social. These are a few ways opportunities can create flexibility.
Our working groups met several times during the year to develop the initial draft that you see. Both the men's and women's basketball oversight committees have received regular updates and approved the concept that is being shared with you today. Our student athletes really represented us very well and participated in the process. The initiative is meant to be flexible to allow participation opportunities for all Division I programs. As you can see from the slides, this is the working group from our men's and women's basketball oversight committees.
Each Division I institution is allowed up to 2 exhibition contests, 2 scrimmages, or 1 tournament-style event, not to exceed 2 contests in length, each summer during the summer in which an institution is not engaged in foreign tours. Classification of games: exhibitions, scrimmages, controlled, open to the public, all access scrimmages, open practices with 2 teams, tournament or event format, not to exceed 2 contests in length. The WBOC is considering also a 3-on-3 competition. Contests may only be played in the second half of the institution's permissible 8 weeks of required summer access, weeks 5 through 8. Contests must be included in the institution's 8-hour per week of permissible summer access activities. Student athletes may not miss class for any summer contest or related activities. Contests must occur within the U.S., a U.S. Commonwealth, or U.S. territory.
Returning student athletes must have been eligible during the previous season or have been enrolled at the institution as a full-time student and be eligible for competition for the upcoming season. Freshmen or transfers must be eligible for competition for the upcoming season. Participation in a contest subjects a student athlete to transfer regulations. A student athlete does not use a season of competition based on participation in any contest. The opponents are Division I opponents only. Head coaches may determine what coaches could serve as the head coach. Working groups encourage use of the up-and-coming officials during summer basketball contests, and the use of experimental rules will be allowed. So if you want to know what's going to happen in the next few months, this is the timeline. We're going to do everything we can to survey all of our conferences across the country. We're going to provide that information back to the NCAA research group. Then our working group will again meet to discuss it. And hopefully at some point in time, we'll provide that information to the Division I Council. And then if we're feeling really good about it, we're going to put some recommendation forward for legislation in January. And hopefully then we'll be able to participate activities in summer of 24. We appreciate you considering all of that we've talked about today, and we hope that you'll provide good feedback to our group so we can get some good legislation going.